Bitcoin, the digital currency created in January 2009, has become the famous coin out there in the market. Bitcoin can be accepted as a way of payment for products sold or services provided. An online business can easily accept Bitcoin by just adding this payment option. To the others, it offers credit cards, PayPal, etc. Since the beginning of the fall, cryptocurrency prices have been increasing. On November 3rd, the Bitcoin price surpassed the $19,000. Its surge has prompted analysts to predict a new increase that could go even higher, reaching December 2017 record, with Bitcoin was valued at $19,000. Hi there, welcome to Investors Game. Today we're gonna talk about why Bitcoin is going up. Make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to share this video with family and friends. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Now, let's get started. Buying a Bitcoin is different than purchasing a stock or bond because Bitcoin is not a corporation. Besides, there are no corporate balance sheet or Form 10-Ks to review. And unlike investing in traditional currency, Bitcoin is not issued by a central bank or backed by a government. Therefore, the monetary policy, inflation rates, and economic growth measurements that typically influence the value of the currency do not apply to Bitcoin. This phenomenon has to do with the fact that Bitcoin are somewhat of a safe investment for some, and also because online payment system PayPal recently authorized the use of this cryptocurrency on its platform. But what makes Bitcoin go up? Well, there are a lot of factors to consider, such as the supply of Bitcoin and market demand of it. Also, the cost of producing a Bitcoin through the mining process. That means energy. The number of competitive currency, the exchanges it trades on, the regulation governing itself, and its internal governance. The supply of Bitcoin is impacted in two different ways. First, the Bitcoin protocol allows new Bitcoins to be created at a fixed rate. New Bitcoins are introduced into the market when miners process blocks of transaction at a rate at which new coins are introduced designed to slow over time. This can create scenarios in which the demand for Bitcoin increases at a faster rate than the supply increases, which can drive up the price. The slowing of Bitcoin circulation growth is due to the halving of block rewards offered the Bitcoin miners and can be thought of as artificial inflation for the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Secondly, supply may also be impacted by the number of Bitcoin the system allows to exist. They can be only 21 million Bitcoins. Once this number is reached, mining activities will no longer create new Bitcoins. For example, the supply of Bitcoin reached 18.1 million in December 2019, representing 80.62% of the supply of Bitcoin that will ultimately be made available. Once 21 billion Bitcoins are in circulation, the prices depends on whether it's considered practical, legal, and in demand, which is determined by the popularity of the cryptocurrency. The artificial inflation mechanism of the halving of block rewards will no longer have an impact on the price of the cryptocurrency. However, at a current rate of adjustment of the block rewards, the last Bitcoin is not set to be mined until the year 2090 or so. As many governments worldwide are expecting a big budget stimulus plan to relaunch their economies. In terms of investment, the trend is currently toward risk-taking. Cryptocurrency, with extreme exchange rate volatility, are increasingly wooing investors. Perhaps surprisingly, they are perceived as a safe investment in the long run for some, like gold is for older generations. Bitcoin can potentially interest anyone as long as they own a computer or a smartphone. Some web users take them as a more or less long-term investment. Others use them for money laundering. If a member of the general public wants to start playing with cryptocurrency, he or she can do by investing a few euros or dollars in a Bitcoin or Ethereum. But the recent specular surge of the Bitcoin price also has to do with PayPal's announcement that its platform henceforth accepts transactions in Bitcoin in the United States, and will start doing so elsewhere in the world in 2021. This opens up new horizons for cryptocurrency, as the online payment system is used on millions of websites up until now. Spending Bitcoin online was rather confidential, since you needed to sell them to exchange them for local currencies. Analysts note that while Bitcoin remains the most popular cryptocurrency, other ones are also recording value growth, in particular Litecoin and Ethereum. But before we fall in love with Bitcoin, we have to understand that there are some cons of investing in Bitcoin. 5 years ago, one could say that there were many downsides to Bitcoin, But these days, with the acceptance of cryptocurrency as a form of payment and money transfer, there are only really two downsides to Bitcoin. Number one, there's a volatility to Bitcoin because of the limited amount of Bitcoin available and the daily increase in demand for them. Next, potential to become irrelevant, and I think this is the most important. Perhaps the biggest downside towards Bitcoin is the real risk of it becoming irrelevant. The primary reason why Bitcoin has demand is because it offers many of the advantages that traditional currency cannot offer, meaning another cryptocurrency was to offer the same or better. Also, the crypto market is not regulated by a government or institution, and actually, you don't pay any taxes if you make money through Bitcoin, unless you sell Bitcoin for cash. But now with Bitcoin, it's so much easier to avoid taxes because now you can pay a lot of things with PayPal that accept Bitcoin as a method of payment. Practically, you can make $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and you don't pay any taxes on it. Remember, this only works when you spend your Bitcoin instead of having cash. And the most important thing is that this won't last forever. Because Bitcoin is a legal way that don't pay taxes, this is what the government doesn't like, because they cannot track the money that is sent, and there are a lot of speculation about a digital dollar, but they are just speculation. Like for example, England has their own digital currency called RS coin, and why countries are making their own digital currency and don't use cryptocurrency? Because with this kind of digital currency, they can have control of the price and track every transaction made. And if a new digital dollar is launched, this will be more important than Bitcoin because it will be regulated by a government and the government will try to push more this coin. But can Bitcoin hit the $15,000? To be honest, if a new digital currency is launched, this will be affect a lot of the Bitcoin price. And now the price seems to be overvalued. Even though new generations use Bitcoin as a safe haven, I don't think Bitcoin will reach the 50,000 anytime soon. Why? Because we see a lot of YouTube videos or even articles talking about the big speculation. They are just speculation. Let's put an example. Imagine that your favorite candy costs $5 and after 6 months, this candy now is more expensive and it costs $10 each. But you're still buying it because it's a good candy and you like it. Then after a few months, you notice that the price of the candy increased to $15 each. Now you think that the candy is too expensive, and for a simple candy you won't pay $50. So what happened? You stop buying the candy because it's overvalued. The price is not attractive for you anymore. So the same thing is happening with Bitcoin. Back in 2017, the price increased more than 200%, then the Bitcoin suffered a big drop because investors considered the price of the Bitcoin overvalued. Now, Bitcoin broke a new record hitting the $19,500. The price anytime soon can fall. We cannot rely on videos or maybe fake news that say Bitcoin will hit the 15,000 in 2021 because nobody can predict how far Bitcoin can go. The crypto market is overvalued, and it seems that now a lot of people will start using more cryptos as a method of payment, but this won't last forever. Some experts believe that in the coming decades, national governments will work on their own digital currency that have some cryptocurrency features. Others believe that fiat currency and cryptocurrency will continue to exist in parallel, but that cryptocurrency will fade to expand beyond the niche currently occupied by gold and the other precious metal. For the time being, trade Bitcoin as you would any speculative asset, most cautiously or not at all, and never invest money that you can't afford to lose. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know in the comment box, would you invest in Bitcoin? Subscribe to my channel because every week I'm in YouTube with new content, and do not forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. See you next time.